back, guys. Now that we have our Twilio number set up and we've sent some test text messages to that phone number, it's time to get a development environment set up. I'm going to be developing on Linux through a VirtualBox machine. If you already have a Linux environment set up, I would recommend skipping these probably next 2 or 3 videos and just going straight to when I start developing. These next maybe 3 videos will be teaching you guys how to get VirtualBox, what VirtualBox is, and how to set up for Linux. So yeah, let's get started. The first thing you want to do is you want to go into your browser and type in VirtualBox. VirtualBox is a way to have an operating system. I'm going to explain this in so many words. Imagine having an operating system inside of an operating system. So like a computer inside a computer that's isolated, so it doesn't get any viruses into your main computer or anything like that, and you can like essentially treat it as like a completely separate computer. It just uses the hardware that your main computer is already using. This will make more sense whenever we actually get the program up and running. I'm on Windows, so you want to go into, when you click on the VirtualBox link, you want to go to this little tab Downloads, and you want to click on Windows Host or whatever operating system you're using. Now, I already have VirtualBox installed. You will obviously want to hit Save File, run the exe, and install it. It's pretty plain and simple. Once you have it installed, you will, I actually already have it up, so let's go ahead and close some of this stuff. I'm going to power off that machine. Once you have it up, you will have something that looks like this. Mine has like a whole bunch of VirtualBox machines because I do a whole bunch of developing for different things. But this is what it should look like when you're through with the installation. Real quick, so I can keep this video nice and short, we're going to create a base virtual machine for Linux. So go ahead and hit this button up here on the top left, New, and we're going to call this YouTube series environment. You can name this whatever you want, but I'm going to name it that just so that I know for the future whenever I want to develop on a YouTube video, I can just go straight to my YouTube series environment. It already did this for me, probably because I do it all the time, but you want to make sure that your type of operating system is set to Linux and your version is set to Ubuntu 64-bit or 32-bit if you do not have a 64-bit computer. The RAM, I have 32 gigs of RAM, and I like to have a lot of RAM for my virtual machines because I like to, they kind of seem to run slow for me. I'm just going to slide it to like right about the middle. That seems nice. You can always change this later in the settings, and I'll show you how to do that if you feel like you gave it too much or too little. Keep in mind, if you give it too much and you have like a memory leak or something on your virtual machine, it can affect the performance and will affect the performance of your main machine. This is going to create a virtual hard disk, so we're just going to leave that, create a virtual hard disk now, and we're going to click Create. We want a VDI. Dynamically allocated, which means we're not going to create a big chunk of memory on our hard drive. We're going to let it fill up as we use our operating system. And I'm going to set this to maybe 80 gigs. I rarely ever use all of the gigabytes that I give for a virtual machine. I want that to be a period. There we go. And then I'm going to choose this to be saved on my work hard drive. Pretty basic standard setup stuff. I rarely ever use 80 gigabytes in my VirtualBox machines unless I'm doing like some massive machine learning stuff. So 80 gigs is pretty good. It will not take 80 gigs of your hard drive right away. It'll take probably 8 or 10, and then fill up as you start using your virtual machine. As you start downloading stuff, it fills up this virtual hard drive, which is really nice. That's why we chose dynamically allocated. And then I'm going to click Create. We can't start this virtual machine right away. We have to point it to a Linux image file. So that's where we're going to pick up in the next video. Okay, talk to you guys later.